What a long morning so far. Gotta go deal with registering that one. And I gotta try to get a temporary operating permit for it. Otherwise, I may have to donate by Friday. Hopefully not. But now we gotta make a trip to AAA, and we're gonna use the newer 5 Series to go get it. This is gonna be fun in the rain. Switched from the Nexa to the DP audio dash cam. Now off for a ride in the rain. I'll buy a Cordon E34. Hopefully it can get you a temporary operating permit so I can move it around and possibly smog it. Slippery. So what I'm doing today actually is I had to actually take essentially a personal day just because I had to deal with a lot of things. I've been dealing with a situation with the city for quite some time. Apparently, there are city ordinances that everybody has to be aware of, and I don't blame the city for mentioning this. I actually have had my first car, a 1993 BMW 525i, which for those BMW enthusiasts know it as the E34. This was my first car. My dad actually had purchased this in 94. As much as it is a 93 model, it was originally owned by an owner for a short amount of time. It did end up getting repossessed, so my dad actually bought it at an auction. He actually got quite a good deal on it back in 1994, which I am thankful I was able to use it for. Let's say in my possession, I have had it, let's say I got it in 02 from them. I've pretty much had it for, was it 2018 now? I drove it for a good 12 years before things started to finally show its age. I mean, it has 318,000 miles on the original motor and transmission, which, for those of you who don't know, the E34 and M50 power plant are a very, very, very strong combination. I honestly have been looking for the last few years for another E34 that I could put the shell parts into, because my particular shell, sitting so long, actually started to leak inside because I didn't know that I had a hole in the sunroof, so actually it had grown a little bit of mold. A few years back, my AC compressor, from consistently whining, finally decided to just blow, and one day, just when I parked it and I tried to start it back up, wouldn't start. I thought the car itself was screwed, and then I found out actually later on in the afternoon it did start. So what had happened was the blower motor actually had gone, and when you actually started in the afternoon, it was kind of scary that metal shards actually had started to fly through the vents. So let's just say we just cut off the blower vents and just said forget it. I mean, I was thinking of replacing that once I got the whole thing in tip-top shape again, because the paint a few years back actually was also in good quality, which now is pretty much deteriorated. It's kind of sad, really, because there's a newer car that we have that actually has sat outside a lot less time, yet the paint has deteriorated probably far worse than the 93 525i. So that tells you the quality of older paint. And I wish that they would still do it, but I know obviously it's illegal, so that's why they don't use those type of elements in paint anymore. Sorry about the little gap. They actually don't allow filming in AAA, so actually I didn't get to film that portion, though I was trying to get a temporary operating permit, but of course, since the car is not registered under my name, of course they're not going to issue it. So I gotta think of a plan B. This is going to be fun because the city I live in is actually giving me until Friday to get the car out of the driveway or prove that it's currently registered. This is going to be a fun process, being that the car pretty much hasn't driven in about 3 years.